What was your reaction to the Pro Bowl song?
It is what it is. It is. It is what it is.
Were you surprised?
It is what it is.
Pissed?
It is what it is.
Phil just put it into perspective. He said he told you it doesn't matter what someone else thinks. He thinks you're a Pro Bowler. You have that from your teammates. That's what matters more.
Yeah, when Phil texted me, it was good to hear that from him, especially a guy that made it in his rookie season, and he did what he did to get there, and he earned that right to have that. And there's a lot of there's guys on this team who are playing at a high level, at Pro Bowl level, that weren't able to get that accolade of being voted into the Pro Bowl, and we know and we see it. Being around guys in here that like I said, are playing at that level, we see it, and we get to be around those guys, and it's when those votes come out, it is what it is. At the end of the day, we can't control it, we can't change it. People voted how they voted, and y'all saw the results.
If it gets to you on the alternate list, would you like to still go?
It is what it is.
Before the season, having that full off season, unlike your rookie year when you just go right into it.
Right.
How much did that change things for you, and how did you just prepare generally for this year?
The first off season was interesting because it was my first off season. Yeah, we had more time, but it was my first off season, so it was interesting trying to figure out, when do you start hitting it hard? How much time do you take off? Because you hear people saying, you need the rest from the season. You had a lot of time in the season. And some people saying, well, I start working out right when the season's over. And it's, you kind of have to find that balance. And, being able to have that first year under my belt and going through it and experiencing, taking time off, hitting it hard, when it's a good time to take a break and when it's a good time to, also enjoy yourself, because we do work 9 months out of the year, so being able to take some time away from the game and kind of just letting your mind decompress from football a little bit is nice. And I'm looking forward to getting to work in the off season, but also getting some time off, a little bit away from it as well.
What are your goals to final 2 games?
To win 2 games, for sure.
How much could it help if Drew's able to establish he's the guy entering the offseason, so you're not kind of going through this carousel again?
Yeah, I feel like he's already has done things to show that he is that guy. We have to finish these next 2 games really strong, and I have all confidence and faith that he's going to prepare himself to put himself in position to be successful as I do a lot of have the same mindset for a lot of guys on our team, the whole team, and everyone's going to prepare themselves to be successful for these next 2 games. But I do think that Drew's going to make sure that he is prepared and he goes out there and he solidifies that spot so there aren't any questions, so nobody can say, well, you didn't really perform the way you wanted to those last 2 games. I don't want him to have to deal with that this offseason. So he goes out there and he puts together 2 really good games. I think that'll solidify his spot, and ease his mind going to offseason. He could just work on his craft and not worry about, the extra stuff.
Courtland, how do you work to become a route runner? Obviously you came into this thing with tremendous athleticism. You still use it each and every day.
Right.
But the finer points of learning route running and that kind of, how have you gone about that?
There's a lot of film study. You watch a lot of guys. You watch those guys who are performing at a high level, and you figure out what they do well, and you try to incorporate some of those things into your game. And it's like I said, it's just a lot of film study. You break down the film. You watch guys and figure out what they do well. Even guys that might not even have the same build as I do. I like taking stuff from all types of guys. People do. There's a lot of receivers who play this game at a high level and do it well. And watching the film and taking stuff from them and kind of incorporating it into your game is, I feel like that's the best way for anybody at any level to grow their game.
So Phil mentioned Julio Jones. Any other guys you really like to watch the film of?
It's a lot of guys that I watch. We watch a lot of tape, from just if we're preparing like this, we were preparing for the Lions, and, every team they played leading up to this game, I see those guys running routes versus DBs. So it's a lot of guys that I watch, like I said, I take stuff from any and everybody. So it doesn't really matter who it is. It's just if I see them do something and it works really well, then I'm going to probably try to take it.
So a lot of ways it's been a breakout season for you, but in your mind, has this almost been a preview of maybe even a more explosive year next year?
You know, growing every year is the ultimate goal. I like to push myself to different limits, you know, every day. So if that's the case, if I'm growing and bettering myself every day, then we'll see what happens next year.
Last one, Artie. Going back to what Nikki had asked about your off-season program, was that as much speed training as strength training? You know, to get your stamina, whatnot.
I do a little bit. I do a little bit of everything. But my guy in Florida that I work out with, he is specifically known for being a speed guy, and I really like working out with him because he pushes me to, you know, learn different things about my body, being able to push myself to different limits. Because he always talks to me about how he sees it, and I might not see it, but he sees it. And so when you have a trainer like that sees something and pushes you to achieve those different things, you know, it ultimately, you get excited because once you start seeing those changes in yourself, then you're like, all right, this is fun because I know that there's more. There's always more. So being able to push myself and having the right people around me to keep pushing me is awesome.
Is that Tony?
It is, Tony. Appreciate y'all.